Yo, here with my Nugsmasher Mini, and we're gonna do a bubble extraction for you. We got some fresh bubble. We're gonna throw it in the Mini, like 7-8 grams maybe. We're gonna show you a big fat extraction, how to get it done on the Nugsmasher Mini. Stay tuned. Before we get started, I want to take a minute to thank all of our subscribers, guys. We appreciate it so much here at the Nugsmasher Factory. It's our livelihood here in Lake Havasu City, Arizona at our Nugsmasher Factory, where we bring all the Nugsmasher designs, manufacturings to life and bring them to you. Our whole line of products, including all of our sifter products, bags, accessories, from the Nugsmasher Mini all the way through the IQ and all the way up to our commercial series, the Nugsmasher Pro and Pro Touch, all brought to you right here from our factory in Lake Havasu, and we can only thank you, the subscribers and the people that follow us. So if you haven't already, please take the time to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. It'll help us out a ton, and we appreciate it so much, you guys. So stay tuned. We're going to show you this amazing bubble extraction on the Nugsmasher Mini. We're going to show you the whole process, how to do it, how to wrap it up. You know, we like to do the bubble in a 25 micron screen and then in a 37 micron bag to hold the surface area so that we put a precise amount of pressure on it. It's all about the surface area. Remember that in extractions for all you alchemists out there. We're gonna stick it in the Mini here, starting at 120 degrees. And our goal is to put very light amount of pressure on it in the beginning, under 100 material PSI in the beginning. So I'll show you how to do that and kind of try to gauge that. And then towards the end, we'll put more pressure on it as we get up in temperature. The goal is to end at about 400 material PSI. Our normal flour smash on a Mini is 700 material PSI. So a little more than half of what our normal flour extraction would be on the Nugsmasher Mini is what we want to end up at maximum pressure. And that's will give us the best results, so we don't have a blowout or anything else like that. We'll wait until it gets up, until we get it up. Once we put the material in between the plates, we'll get the machine up to about 150, 55 degrees. Once the plates have heated up to about that temperature, we'll apply a little more pressure and a little more, keeping pressure on the product the whole time, and we'll see what a great extraction we get out. Now, this is the product that we're using, which just came out of the freezer. And we're gonna take, you can see my scale zeroed out for me up here. So you can see how frosty cold this stuff is. And special thanks to John over at Roundtree Farms for the donation of the product, for all of our, well, a lot of our recent training videos, product feature videos. So thank you, John, over at Roundtree Farms. Show him some love. He really puts his heart and soul into these plants and products. So this is what we're dealing with. Now, this has never been subjected to room temperature. Right now it's frozen solid. It's been in the deep freeze. We're just gonna peel off 7 grams or so we can do a good extraction here for you. You can see it's like sand, but once this gets to room temperature, it'll melt together. Now, if we look at this sand under a microscope, you'll see nothing but trike heads and, you know, full heads, very few stems, because this is his 43 micron bag wash, the money bag as he calls it. So if you look at this under the microscope, you'll see all heads. It's really nice, very little plant material in it. So we got a little over 7 grams on the scale. We're gonna go ahead and stick this back in the deep freeze, and then we're gonna let that product get to temperature. We're gonna press it into a small little brick, a cube. We're gonna wrap that brick up, like I said, in a 25 micron screen, and then with a 37 micron bag to hold the surface area. And we're gonna let it extract on the Nugsmasher Mini, so stay tuned. Okay, so again, guys, what we have here is we have 7.2 grams of bubble. It's from a 73 micron wash. They're only heads. Misspoke earlier. You'll get more of the stems and heads, you know, half heads and smaller heads in a 45 micron. So you'll see a little darker material out of that. But the 73 micron wash is typically the best wash. Thanks to John over at Roundtree Farms for this product. It's absolutely amazing. We're gonna go ahead and we're letting it get to room temperature here. And one way you can help it get to room temperature is just put it in your hands between 2 pieces of parchment. Your body temperature, if we get it up to your body temperature, it's more than enough. You can see as I do that, what happens to the product. It starts to stick together instead of being that sand material. All right, so at this point, what I'm gonna do is select my screen that I'm using. So we're gonna go ahead and use a 6-inch, 25 micron screen. You guys can see there. We use the 15 micron screens when we do isolation. So that's after the rosin, and you wanna isolate rosin into a pure THC isolate. That's what you use a 15 micron screen for typically, or I do. And then we're gonna use some 37 micron extraction bags, 3.5 gram, because it's very little here. Nitrate gloves. Is that nitrate?
Yeah. Nitrile?
Yeah, nitrile. Nitrile gloves, black ones. People always ask me. From Uline. You see how it's darkening up now? It's just those heads are melting together for the first time ever. We've never been subjected to this type of heat. So we're just getting them folded up so it's all the materials all together. And we want to make a little brick that's just going to fit in the bottom of the 37 micron bag. We're going to get a bag out just so we have it for shape and sizing. And I typically like to use a cold press if you have one available. And if you haven't already and you're following along here with your own bubble, now's the time to turn the Mini on to 120 degrees. Make sure the plates are together. So I know it's much lower, but we're gonna have it heated up to 120, and then we're going to raise the temperature to 170 over the course of the extraction. I like to go to 155 and then we wait, let it get up to 155, and then we wait till it stabilizes, and then I like to raise it to 175 and finish the extraction. Just making a piece of parchment paper here. Fits between the plates. The Mini has a little lip, so if I have too much rosin, it doesn't come off. I'm gonna take a cold press here, the XP. I'm gonna just make my brick flat. Gives me a good place to start. Dude, I had it back too far to the back of the press. So that's a good lesson for you guys. You see what happened there? So as I was putting it in there, I had the product too far to the back of my parchment, rookie mistake, and it obviously blew out. Same thing will happen on your bags. So I put a little too much pressure on it in this parchment, or this small piece of parchment, huh? Okay. But I did get the material all flat. I'm gonna work on a nice shape. This time I will not do that. All right, here we go. So that's enough. See, it's all nice and flat now. I'm just gonna press it into a little brick and make it square. Typically we make it square because it's the easiest way to measure the surface area. But in this case, also, our bags are square when they lay down flat, so it's when we're locking in the surface area in that respect, it's pretty easy to do. So we use it in that capacity as well. Okay, so if you guys can see this on the camera, let me hold it up for you. I have a nice little brick here that I've kind of got in the size, it's pretty thick, kind of got in the size of this bag, so we'll be able to fold the bag over and lock it in another bag after we wrap it in some screen. When I'm getting my screen out, I like to kind of measure 3 times the size each way of the product. When I mean 3 times, so I take it this way and I go, okay, 1, 2, 3, got it. and you want to take it this way and go 1, 2, 3. So I got plenty of screen for the next extraction left. Oops, maybe I went too much on that one. I did. This might be a better one. This works. It's a small little piece. Yeah, it's not enough this way, is it? Because of the thickness. Yeah, it'd work. See? What do you think? Yeah, I'm worried about it coming out of that bell. It is. I think what I'm going to do is what? Like a Band-Aid. If you don't do it like that, it'll stick. Especially with me touching it. Yeah, if you guys ever get stuck, put it in the freezer. Okay, now that we have our bigger piece of screen, okay, so it wraps all the way over it 3 times. You like that better, Belle? Yep. Me too. And that's good. A good example for you guys if you ever feel something's not right or just want, oh, I'll just do it. Just stop because it usually won't work. Stop and fix it. Make it right. Okay, so you can see the folds are up on that side, and we're just going to come up and fold this over on the same side. So we have rosin down on this side. Now that sticks over, so we're going to trim that off. And we're going to take another 37 micron bag because we don't want this to unroll. We're going to put it in backwards. Okay, now once I got it all wrapped up, guys, holding the surface area of the hash, it's kind of warm and pliable now, but that the bags, the double bags, will hold that surface area. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna put it between the plates, raising the temperature once the temp gets normalized there. I'll show you. I got a piece of parchment here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the plates so that it's just about the size of my product, the thickness. Little more. I'm gonna make sure I lock them good. Sticking my parchment in the right way. Okay, once it's right in the center of my plates, I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little pressure on it so that I can lock it in nice. Once a little pressure's on it, I'm gonna put a magnet up here so it's out of my way. And bring this down. I'm gonna put a little lip in case I get drips. It all ends up on my parchment. Okay, now once I get it all set in there, guys, I wait just for about 60 seconds or so. I let the tip make sure that the product is 120 degrees, that the plates actually are. And then I'll go ahead and raise it, keeping pressure on. You can see my thumb's just on it. I'm gonna go ahead and raise it, like I said, to 155. And we'll just all along put a little pressure on it, awaiting the 155, and then we'll repeat what we just did here. And it works many different ways. Everybody's got their own jam on how they're doing it. You can see I just have my hand on it as weight, just balancing it there. So you can start to see a little rosin coming out there. So once I just start to see a little coming out like we do here, I'm going to go ahead and turn it up to 170 and keep doing the same thing. Doesn't do it quite as easy as the IQ, but you can make it happen on the Mini. And as it heats up more and more, I'm just applying a little more pressure. Like I said, less than half of what, or a little more than half of what I'd normally apply on a flower extraction. See, it's making some amazing solventless dabs right now. The whole room's filled up with beautiful flavor. And once it hits 170 and it's been there for 60 seconds or so, I go up to 175 for our final hurrah. And we'll see what we got. Hopefully we get a lot more between the plates than what we're looking at. Ish. I'm gonna put 7 grams in. 5-ish. Okay, let's give it a look. Okay, and you can see it's exactly what we want to see. It's all filled up all around here, and that's all empty. Bring it over to here right while it's hot. Pull the paper apart and get the bag out of there. Try not to get any on our knuckle like we did. Okay, so you can see how this bag started to unravel right there. That stole some rosin from us right there. I'd actually run that back through and get that out. So that was the mishap I had in the beginning of there. Something good to see. So there's probably half a gram in there. This is super thick. I mean, for the Nugsmasher Mini, wow. So that's some of the things that you have with the Mini, that because we're manually doing everything. You stick that in the IQ and it makes sure it's perfectly smooth and level and smashes, but it is possible. I am gonna stick that back in, however. So because that's already extracted and it's already rosin on there and we're just cleaning the bag off, I just threw it right in at the 175. And we're just gonna get that bag cleaned off, which this should have done. Give it a second to run out of it. You can see why we wanted to do that. So it pulled the rest out of that. So just plant material left in there, very little rosin, which we'll go ahead and weigh that separately, but I bet it's about a half a gram by doing that. Same quality material. All right, there's that. And you can see how stable this material is. That collected, we'll go over and weigh that in just 1 second here. Let's just collect this up too. So guys, you can see it's pretty easy to run bubble through or sift through a Nugsmasher Mini. It's really the same. That's what we got after cleaning the bag out. So we wanted to do that. Let's take it over the scale and see what the weight is, and then we'll put them both together. You got something on there? You got paper on there, right? Okay. So here's the big one. $531. Wow. Doesn't disappoint, does it? And here's the bag clean out. Added to it and stuck to my glove. Holy moly. So there you go, guys. So out of, what was it, 7.2 grams of bubble, we got back 5.8 grams of phenomenal solventless epic rosin. So we're going to go ahead and take this almost 6 grams, you guys, and we're going to go ahead and cold press it out, see what kind of nice pancake it makes. Once again, I like to coin this on a cold press. If you have to heat it up, 90 degrees, somewhere in there at the most. And the reason you do this is just to make the product all even. So it's all the same consistency, thickness-wise, all the way through for later use. And there you go. You can see the quality of the material, super thick still. You can see how clear it is. The consistency of it is just amazing. The smell is on point. Nugsmasher Mini, guys. There you go. 7.2 grams of bubble hash and 5.8 grams of solventless rosin back. Here's the product through the Nugsmasher Mini. You can see how it's done with the use of 37 micron Nugsmasher bags of 3.5 grams and 25 micron 6-inch screens that we cut to size for our little hash brick. In the Nugsmasher Mini. Guys, like, subscribe. On right now is Black Friday, lowest price of the year. Everything's made here in the USA with a lifetime warranty. Check out our website, call us on the phone, give us a ring. We're here to help you guys. Appreciate you so much. Till next time.